Browns getting ready to head out to Miami to take on the Dolphins. 1 o'clock game they have to have, and they're going to have to do it without some key contributors, as David Njoku ruled out for the game on Sunday, as was Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Owusu-Koramoah able to get into some of the individual drills in practice, but ruled out for the game on Sunday. Michael Dunn, questionable. Good news, Wyatt Teller will play after missing the last 2 games, as will Denzel Ward. Let's welcome in Jeff Lloyd from the Locked On Browns podcast. Jeff, Ward back is really important because you have Hill, you have Waddle. Teller back, always a good thing because they want to run the football. What are you thinking as the Browns add some guys and still some guys working back?
Well, I mean, look, the Browns are, and this is the way they've been, the way this unit is currently constructed from front office to coaching staff. They're not gambling with injured players. They just don't do it. So, if you do not at least get a full practice in by Friday, you're not going to play. It's just been the MO. It's been the way they've done business for 3 years now. They'll look at it and say, look, we got 9 games left. Maybe if it was later in the season, you'd feel a little bit differently about it. They're just going to be cautious here. The thing that is maybe a little bit interesting is certainly with Dunn, because Dunn has taken a ton of reps as a blocking tight end over the last few weeks. Granted, you get Wyatt Teller in. You can probably have James Hudson do the role that Dunn was doing. Froholt can go back to being an extra lineman. And, the Browns did this last week. The last game against the Bengals on Monday Night Football, using the extra, linemen as blockers because they were, short at the tight end position. You think that's going to be the case. But the Browns linebackers, look, Sione Takitaki was excellent against the Bengals. I'm sure as a player that was still in line for a lot of playing time in this game regardless. Deion Jones, when you want to go a little bit faster, you can go that route. Sione kind of brings something that none of the other linebackers do. With his size, you can blitz him or bring him off the edge and, drop players into his zone. You can do a couple different things. You're always making your identity kind of on the fly in the NFL, week in, week out. The Browns are going to have to get creative here again this week. But you get Wyatt Teller back, all pro. You get Denzel Ward back, 2-time Pro Bowler. Martin Emerson's been excellent. You're going against the team with some really, really good and fast wide receivers. You're pretty well manned at the cornerback position. So I think the Browns, probably got everything they could ask for as far as going into this one.
You mentioned the big personnel with there were 6, 7, maybe even 8 offensive linemen. I don't know about you. I want to see more of that because you want to stack the box. We're just going to bring bigger people in to move those people back, and teams can't match up with that.
They can't. It's really, really difficult to do. Even the one everybody got excited about, the James Hudson block, from the Bengals game. It's a good-sized linebacker, 235, 240 pounds. You're still giving up 80, 90 pounds, not to mention James Hudson, was in motion. So basically, but look, it's something fun. It's something different. You got to get creative. You got to remake your own identity in this league. For the Browns, you had no choice. Harrison Bryant, he's a nice receiving tight end. His blocking is okay. He's not a really big tight end. He's not a really thick tight end. Farrell Brown, same type of case. David Njoku's your number 1. You're not going to have him again. If it's getting you an opportunity, and we talked about this last time we spoke. Nick Chubb, the one time where Nick Chubb struggles a little bit is in obvious short yardage situations. It was a benefit to him in that game. It worked out well. You're not going to throw away, even though you stumbled upon something and basically you tried it because you had no choice, you had to. If it worked, you're not taking it out of the playbook. So when the Browns need to go to it this week, they will. And God knows Miami, like the Browns, they have a lot of edge-built players, 6'3", 6'4", 250, 260. This team plays a 3-4 defense. So obviously they have a lot of guys, built like that coming off the edge. Tight ends would have been a difficult match for those guys anyway. So why not go ahead and throw out the big 300-pound guys?